Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Blueprints. Since the previous episode, I spent like an hour reviewing some things in notes and consolidating some things again. In particular, people and rooms. I went through the game and didn't spend a day, or I just closed the program or whatever. But to read through the room directory. And so I read through all of this because there's a little bit of lore in here that I had previously missed. So I've done that. And I also reviewed all the notes and screenshots and different things I have in terms of information about people. And so to start the day off, sorry, that's kind of a not interesting screen to look at, but I just want to talk through what I have in my notes. So in terms of rooms, the office has a combination lock safe. We have a bunch of dates we could try next time we're in there. The vault has many keys or lockers, and occasionally we found different vault keys, but we've never found it on a day that we had the vault. The locker room I've only seen once. It just needs a bunch of basic keys, and I didn't have any keys when I was there. The Chamber of Mirrors we've only seen once, but we need to enter from two different sides in order to possibly open it. If we get the pool and then are able to find the pump room, we could pump out the fountain. There's something about activating sprinklers possibly in that room as well that I don't remember. The freezer, I presume we'd be able to unfreeze if we had the boiler room nearby and could route steam to it. Her ladyship's courtyard, or her ladyship's bedroom, or whatever it was, had a locked diary, and I didn't have a key for it on that day. Next time I'm in the chapel, I want to look at the walls more carefully. I think there's 8 stained glass windows paintings or something. That's what I have in terms of rooms in my notes. In terms of people, I know the names of a lot of people. Is it worth reading all of them right now? There was 6 busts in the foyer. We're Simon P. Jones. Our dad, presumably his last name Jones, because our mother, Mary Matthew, was referred just as Mary Matthew by Herbert in his will, but Mary Matthew Jones in a newspaper article. Herbie appears to be my older brother, who went to college at some point. Lady Clara Epson was a former mistress of the estate, my grandmother. She's the one pictured in her ladyship's chamber who has the mole on her face, and died sometime before June 15th of 83, because we saw a note in the West Wing after that about it. Danny Ravane apparently is a former gardener. The mailroom says he's no longer employed here, and the indoor nursery in the description of the room said that he was a gardener. Bridget. I'm not sure if Bridget is Mrs. Babbage. She's referred to in a couple of notes in the pantry, like a note to the maid or something. There's a note in the office that we're not sure who was written by, asking for some books. Marion Marigold is the pen name of Mary Matthew Jones, our mother. She wrote Red Prince and Swimbird. It occurred to me I saw a little bluebird in a bathing suit picture in a storeroom or something, and that must be the Swimbird. And she disappeared in 1987. Ruffington Press, it was implied to be Marigold's publisher, possibly on Swimbird, because there was a letter rejecting Red Prince by Thomas Yanders, who was editor at Ruffington Press in April of that year. Caleb Manning and Philip White were a writer and publisher, respectively, who were suspected in the Trinsdale bombing. Christoph is the name of the driver, who presumably Mrs. Babbage, I think, was chastising for taking the car away from the garage or something. Kimberly Thompson was a single lab scientist who was assisting Moore in the lab, and she also previously checked out our book on architectural drafting strategy. And Baron Herbert S. Sinclair is our granduncle, but it looks like he might also be the one who was Baron Thomas Sinclair in the foyer busts or something, so I'm a little bit confused about that. All right, in terms of other to-dos, if we count small gates, 8 dates, craft gate safes. Um, I have a new date to try out. So that's the very first thing I want to do. The date of Herbert's will in the intro was March 18th. And so we want to try 0318. Outside, there's the treasure map that I haven't tried to do. And I think that's most of the updated notes. Yeah, and I guess I'll go ahead and grab my allowance and throw a thing in the fountain as well, as per usual. But I will make a wish in the fountain. I will go try March 18th or whatever it was that I just said at the orchard. And then I will go draft the outdoor room on the west side of the estate. And then we'll head inside and actually do some drafting. All right, is it March 18th? It is not. Rats. Okay. The outdoor room. Shrine Trading Post Schoolhouse adds 8 classrooms to today's draft pool. That sounds interesting. And it's something new. We like new rooms. So we got a lantern. Can I pick up the lantern? Sadly, no. Herbie. Oh, that might be my brother. So, what about me? Is there anything about Simon in here? There's some kind of books. Can I read them from this side? There's a drawer that I cannot interact with. How about a drawer over here? All right, here's some papers. Closing address. For the last 38 years, it has been my pleasure serving you as a schoolmaster in this humble little facility. And as meager as it may look by modern standards, I think most of us who spent our afternoons here will readily admit that we are reluctant to see this small piece of Reddington history go. I first wish to thank Lady Ebson, our most gracious host today. She's like her ladyship of the estate or whatever, for not only paying attention in my classes these many years ago, but also the fundraising she's done on behalf of the community and our children. Without her, Reddington Elementary would still be a distant and blurry vision I dared not even dream. That dreamer is, of course, the incomparable Mrs. Peterson, our future principal, and my reluctant successor, who I might add, forced me to give this speech, so I think I'll end my praise of her there, though she deserves much more, I'll admit. To the architect of our new school, the Baron Sinclair, thank you for following your father's footsteps in building Reddington yet another school, and for also allowing the use of your private residence and floor plans to serve as our interim facility until the new campus is completed in March. A decision, I'm certain, he'll immediately regret tomorrow morning when he hears the children running through his halls. I see, okay. And lastly, I wish to thank all my students, many of you here today I've not seen in years, whose faces I still remember as young, manners wild. Whose faces I still remember as young and manners wild. Is how to parse that. Those here whose parents before them I have also taught, and whose children I may yet. Without you, I would have had a lifetime of quiet peace. And yet, what is all the peace in the world if you have no one to bestow demerits upon? Okay, that's funny. Thank you all sincerely. My time here was meant to the world to me, and if I'm still standing in 8 months, I will see you at the slightly less melancholic ribbon cutting ceremony next year. Better joke to end? Remember to give Mrs. Peterson her gift. There's a gift for Mrs. Peterson. Okay. Don't think there's anything I would obviously need a magnifying glass for, but the pages are definitely worn, and I presume it's just the same 2 pages here. Okay, yeah. And this drawer was taken out. Okay. We learned a little bit more lore. Got chalkboards. Don't know that there's anything else here to witness. Yes, there is. That's going to turn on one of the 4 flames. Okay. Neato Bazito. 8 classrooms available in the drafting pool. I hope classrooms are not dead-end rooms. Because if they are, that's going to make the place very closed off. Okay. Trying out the different codes to the orchard and starting off in this room are definitely using up a lot of my steps at the very beginning of the day. But I think these are good things to do until we get back to kind of really focusing on the manor itself. Okay, let's... How do I want to begin today? A storeroom is a nice start, although it immediately blocks off something. I think I'll start with the spare bedroom. And... Hey, we found the car keys. Okay, the garage always appears on the west side. So let's see if possibly we can get a utility room in the garage, ideally. And the parlor would have gems, and gems are good. Billiard room would probably have keys, which are also good. Which do I think are more valuable to me right now? I think I'll do the parlor and do the gems. And so, what do we have today? Other two boxes are empty. The other two boxes are blue. That's definitely false. The other two boxes are true. That's definitely false, because that one is false. So if both of these are false, then this one must be true, which means the other two boxes are empty, which means the gems must be in the black box. And therefore, we have solved the puzzle. Thanks to the power of logic. Give me my prize, please. Oh, thank you. Zing zing. Any other coins on the floor or anything in here? I've been paying more attention to the chess pieces. I think there is an entire chessboard strewn about the manor. There is a pawn in the parlor. I don't have that one written down. I know the location of 4 pawns, the king, the queen, 1 knight, 2 bishops. I'm not going to be able to get her ladyship's whatever the way that I'm drafting right now, but that's okay. Greater chance of finding items in green rooms. I do like green rooms. Yeah, let's do the green rooms. And speaking of items, and we have places we can dig, as there's often dirt out in the green rooms. Show me a garage. No such luck. Let's take the den for more gems, since I just spent some. Yeah, that seems good. I don't need to work my way back into the center some, I think. And we need to find some keys. Alright, I already know that there's a pawn in the den. There's also a trunk here. I don't have keys or a sledgehammer for it. Let's work our way toward the center of the manor. Don't have a need for the foundation, but the dining room is probably going to be valuable because I'm going to need the food. Rumpus room gives us money. Costs a gem. I think I'll take the dining room. And so if we get up to rank such and such, we can get some food. Take a quick glance around. And yeah, I need to build up some resources, so let's head back to the south. And if I did the library, that could be good. I could do the attic and get a bunch of items. That's what I really need. It costs some gems, but it'll pay itself off. So let's head into the attic. And let's count. 1, secret garden. 2. So yeah, I can't decide if this is Herbert Sinclair, the grand uncle, and that's me, Simon, and that's my older brother, Herbie. And what is this? Is this just my coat sitting here or something? I didn't look very carefully at that, and I don't have a magnifying glass right now. Okay, I got 2 items so far. This painting is curious to me. Because she is wearing a pendant. I can't tell from here if it's the moon pendant. It is the moon pendant. She's wearing the moon pendant. Like, is that my mother? I'm not sure who that is offhand. There's a bishop here in the attic. Do I have that noted? Yes, that's already in my notes. The other bishop is in the chapel. So far I've only found 2 items. Magnifying glass. Okay, we can study the photos more. So I'll do that in a second. So that's 3, 4. There's a trunk. I'll come back to that. 5. Right. Here is the rejection letter from the editor I was talking about. And yet somehow Ruffington is her publisher, according to a later article, but that might have been after Swimbird, which didn't presumably, here's number 6, have the political tones that Red Prince did. So it says there's 8 items, and so far I think I have seen 6. So what is it that I'm missing? Also, I can walk further over here than I realized. So I'm still looking for 2 items, but now I'm going to take my magnifying glass. Oh, that's just like a broken crack in the wall, is all that I'm seeing there. Is there anything else I need to scrutinize here? He's pointing. Is he pointing at anything? I don't think so. Can't really get a good look at my brother, but I do think that's probably me. Okay. And I can't use the magnifying glass on this painting. So where are the other items that I have failed to uncover? There's a shovel that I walked right past. Okay, that's good. Possibly the trunk could count as an item. In any case, even just with 1 key, I'm going to spend it. And sadly, I didn't get more keys, but we'll find more keys eventually. Here are some other prizes that will have value. Okay. And now that I have the magnifying glass, was there another photo I wanted to take a look at moments ago? Felt like maybe there were, but I can't think of what it was. Okay, let's continue just exploring for now. Trying to do an episode with less editing, even though we've seen most of these rooms. The storeroom would dead-end me a fair bit. Corridor just keeps things going. But yeah, it gets me out into some open space. Let's take the corridor for now. And at least I don't have to worry about things being locked. Keep an eye out for any hidden prizes. Hey, a classroom. Okay. Let's definitely do that. When drafting the classroom, you may draw new floor plans 1 time for each room in your house. Oh, wow. So you can choose. That's pretty great. No, for each something room in your house. Maybe each classroom? Each drawing room? It's a type of drawing room? Oh boy, this one's fun. Look at all the stuff going on in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, infinity, 9, 10. Alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I think there is a font these letters have been used in for some of the writing, as opposed to them all being individual scribbles. And apple, what a surprise. It's delicious. 2 steps. I'm just going to inspect the walls first before I go start clicking on things. Colors. These are the colors of the houses. Yellow is shop, green is the outdoor rooms, red is the rooms with negative effects, violet is bedrooms, blue is like normal things, orange I don't think I've seen. Orange is hallways. There we go. So those are the colors. I wonder what color the classroom is. It's a blue room. It's got a blue border. Okay. Let's start looking at desks and things. Benny. I do not know this person. B+. Color worksheet. Fill in each object below with its correct color. Each color is only used twice. 10 out of 12 correct. which means 2 of these things are incorrect. Well, he has 3 blues and only 1 green. So clearly that is part of it. This is going to be very important information, I foresee. He's also got 3 reds. What other colors unused? Hold on. How many objects are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 objects. Yellow is only used once, it looks like. Okay. So, the chameleon, I think, is wrong. That probably should be a green color. So that fixes a green and a red. So then we need to fix a blue and a yellow. The blueprints are right, that's right. This implies that perhaps a flag is yellow, although we don't know. We have like a heart-shaped flag, an hourglass-shaped flag, and a mountain-shaped flag. We don't know if any of their colors might have been swapped. My favorite color is red. Interesting. Simon's favorite color was allegedly red. Simon P. Jones. I don't think Benny would be a nickname for a Simon P. Okay. Definitely want a screenshot of this. All right. On the desks, Freddy also has the coloring worksheet. I see. This person only got 9 out of 12. And the chameleon is wrong. So yeah, there's like a puzzle to solve here by figuring out the overlap. The blueprints are wrong. The chameleon is wrong. The blueprints are wrong. And then one of the flags would have to be wrong, assuming that I have the right color of the chameleon. Yeah, the hourglass flag would have to be wrong, which implies that the mountain is yellow and the other thing is orange. Okay, let me get a screenshot of this. So if the mountain is yellow and this heart is orange, then this one was wrong. Okay, so the mountain's yellow, this one's orange, and this one is purple, because the only other incorrect thing was there. Okay, what was Freddy's favorite color? Also red. Interesting. Everybody's favorite color is going to be red, because that's the whole political thing. The red crown, the red prince, blah, 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 blah. Grade 1, by the way. All right, RG got a B+. And so, what did they do incorrectly? They swapped 2 of the flags, I believe. Let me look again. Yeah, they swapped the 2 flags. So RG, the only thing that's wrong is that purple and orange flags are swapped. All right, and there's one more. You must really like red. Caleb. Caleb. Is that the name of the publisher guy, possibly? And 2 out of 12. Just colored the flags and the 2 red objects. That's interesting. Okay, but RG has the right things. Okay, so that means, except for 2 of the colors swapped. So yellow mountain, orange heart, purple hourglass. All right, so I think that's going to be the important information that we got from those worksheets. Classroom puzzle. Can you find the difference between a tiger and a tear? I sure can. It's the letter G. I've already solved that puzzle at this point. Okay, I don't see any Rubik's Cubes. Lots of blocks and containers. Globe. There are many lines. Are they trade routes? It looks vaguely like one of the flowery constellations in the observatory, the way the lines are drawn, but I think it's probably just like, yeah, like trade routes on the ocean or something. Here's a blank one. All right, not too interesting. This little pile of books, can I open any drawers? Doesn't seem like it. Can I open any filing cabinets? Doesn't seem like it. Easel. Is there like remnants of a previous drawing? I don't get the opportunity to use the magnifying glass. Could I use the magnifying glass on this? I could. Is there a reason to do so? I don't think that there is. Yeah, let's imagine that there's not. I feel like I have a decent sense for where the magnifying glass is going to be valuable, and that is not it. Okay. Well, we learned some things about the world. Oh, the red flag. Does it have any scrawling on it? Like the other flags did? Not that I can tell. But that's clearly like the flag of our country or whatever. Okay. We found one of the classrooms. If this is grade 1, by the way, so there's probably going to be grade 2 through 8, and we're going to see the kids as they grow up, and there's going to be different puzzles in each one of them, is my guess or expectation. And I get to redraw the floor plans a lot. Redraw total 2. So I don't love any of these, and I don't redraw enough. Oh, did that use a die? No, these use the die. These are just my options because I'm in this particular room. The lab experimental house features could be useful, and how's its doorways look? It's going back to the south. That's not super great. That might lead to Lady Whatever's quarters, but then that would box me out. The chapel, I'd at least be able to go forward. Let's redraw again, see if we can get anything better. Gymnasium, I could also step through. I'm getting kind of low on those. Secret passage. I still haven't used this. Maybe I should use this just because I've never used it before. Let's try it out. Alright, new rooms are good. Here we have the pilot and the plot. So what are we looking at? Books. So where is the secret passage? Surely there is something I click on somewhere that causes it to open up. There's colors here. Oh, I see. Orange, green. Okay, let's read the titles. The Halls of Holly is orange. Holly, it's like Mount Holly or something, and we've seen holly bushes, like the prickly leaves and the little berries, in a lot of different art. Hadn't really occurred to me until just now. Green Thumb. The Key to the Bedroom. Purple's Bedrooms. Red Rover. By Drawback Press. That's by Violet. Gold Sink Market. Yeah, the shops are the kind of like golden color or whatever. Okay, and so is it going to draft a new room behind this that is that color? I'm not sure exactly how this is working. In any case, I would like to have another green room, so let's try out Green Thumb. All right. And so behind this door, we get a green room. Okay. So you can draft a room of a particular color directly behind this one, so it behaves like a hallway. I thought it was going to teleport us to another building in the manor, but this makes much more sense now that I've seen it. The aquarium has the most doors, so I'm going to choose it. And I don't think we can pick up items in the aquarium. Unless they're sitting over here. Oh, I can dig. Right. There was somewhere else I could dig if I go back. Hey, a turnip. Nice. 6 more steps. I could use that. And a gem. And a key. Hey. Okay. There was a trunk. There was a trunk. And if I go south and go straight through, I would be able to get back to those rooms perhaps more quickly. So let's see if we can draft a room. The door is locked. If I use the secret garden key, the secret garden I think was a dead end room. So I think I should use a normal key here. And try to get something that will go straight through the drawing room. Can draft new floor plans. I'm going to be wasting it because it's going to connect mostly to places I've been. I can choose... Yeah, this is still okay. It cost me a gem, that's fine. Okay. And I'm doing this mostly for expedience. This is apparently one of the last paintings of our... if I'm the heir, what is he? The guy who died? Is there a word for that? Who leads you, Will? Also the telephone. Can't interact with it. An old rotary style phone. Yeah, I don't see any other things here. Okay, there were places to dig and there was a trunk. Here's the trunk. Let's see. Oh, I used my key. Darn it, the trunk is locked. I have a shovel, so maybe I will dig up a key. And the place I was going to dig it up was on the veranda. So let's go digging for treasure. Bitcoin. I got money. Was there anywhere else that I could dig things up? On any given run, like, I don't take notes of, like, all the things I need to go back to. Like, oh, here's another place to dig. Worthless old shoe. Not worth picking up. Fascinating. Okay, so... from the drawing room, I'll have lots of choices here. Yeah. Alright, we get some retries, so that's telling us about it. Storeroom would be good. I could definitely use the keys. Yeah, I think I have to take the storeroom so I can get the keys. And then I can go open the trunk. So here's our keys. Here's a gem. I do know that there's a pawn in the storeroom. Here is the swim bird, I presume. I don't know that I've ever looked at it under the magnifying glass. But that's what it looks like. Alright. I don't think there's anything else for me in here. So now I can open the trunk in the den, which is usually worth spending a key on, because there's often more keys inside. Today, however, it's just gems. Alright. We got a lot of gems, though. That's good. I guess I'm going north of the aquarium. I might have to spend my last key. Would I want to spend it on the secret garden? Secret garden just helps draft, or just helps obtain more, there's a lot of red stuff in here. Was that always the case? I don't recall. Just helps us attain more gems, and I don't really need more gems, so I'm gonna spend my key on this. And the garage, there we go. I've got the car keys, and I can get 3 more keys, and lots of exciting things can happen now. Okay. Where are the car keys? Here they are. Think. Okay, I can't open this, but... oh, neat. I can see... the drop-off address is 14227 Sandy Heights, a small garage on the south edge of Trinsdale. The goods are already secure and in the trunk. Just unload and get back here before noon. I've seen Sinclair's schedule and I don't think he'll be requesting the car today, but you never know, so this must be written by Christoph. When the cat will want to get some air. Tomorrow will likely be the last delivery, and I believe Denny, who was the gardener who was fired, or no longer employed, already has payment ready. So it sounds like the housekeeping staff of the estate has like a whole subplot going on. Hey, upgrade disc. I will take that. That is very good. We like permanent upgrades. Do I have a computer yet? I do not. And I don't have that many doorways left. So let's keep an eye on that. And I don't have the utility room to open the garage door to try to take the car anywhere, but the car keys might just be for unlocking the car in order to see that, and that it might not be the case that I'm actually driving the car. The swan song. Oh, it's got a swan on the front, too. Is there anything else to inspect in the interior of the car that I can see? I don't think so. So the packages that to be delivered or whatever, like, are they whatever's in this bottles? Could those be explosives? They were going to Trinsdale? Could they be part of the bombing that killed 4 people? Something, something, Dark Side? I don't know. Alright, but I have a bunch of keys. Was there another trunk that I hadn't spent keys on? I think I opened the only trunk that I needed to spend keys on. So, am I just walking back to the entrance? I guess I can go south through the foundation and it might save me some steps. And there's a place to dig in the foundation. A coin! Not super exciting, but we have it now. Is there another place to dig? There is. A turnip. That's actually super useful. Since I need the hunger. And am I trying to go this way? Yes, which means I need to be up here. So fortunately, I went the wrong way and discovered some digging spots. Servant's quarter, +1 key for each bedroom in your house. Have I ever been in the servant's quarters? I don't remember that room. And new rooms are good. So I think we're going to take that even though it's going to close things off. Wow. These are sparse. What's in here? Mr. Ruta. Mrs. Babbage has told me that you'll be overseeing network maintenance over the next few weeks while I'll be gone. I apologize in advance for the extra workload. I'll be back in Reddington by the middle of February, but even that is not a certainty. Either way, I don't anticipate there'll be any major issues while I'm gone. Difficulties we were having last month with the terminal connections seem to have been resolved. If there's an emergency and you find yourself having to enter the central server site, I set it up with the temporary admin key. First 4 letters of your name, followed by first initial. Of your last name, followed by first initial. Okay, Ruota, R-U-O-T. The first and 5th characters should be capitalized. If you have any questions, let me know. In the next few days before my departure, Randolph. I'm not familiar with this person, so learning more about the servants. So in any case, we could brute force the password of that person. Here's our 3 keys for our 3 bedrooms. Master bedroom, ladyship's changers, guest bedroom, nursery, bunk rooms, and boudoir are the 6 types of bedrooms that one can draft, I suppose. Although the servant quarters are a bedroom, for example. The spare bedroom is a bedroom. Okay. There are 12 major keys. And this is a green note. Okay. Major keys, do you mean things like the secret garden key? That are like special keys that do a thing? Maybe. Major keys could also refer to, like major and minor key signatures. And also major is also like the title of a person that we've seen. There was major and minor keys in the music room, however, and that's the first place we got the secret garden key, so that makes me think that is the major key. More people. Hartley. I know we spoke often of this day, and I don't think there's anything I can say the past 40 years that I've already attempted to tell you numerous times in the past. Have stated gratitude, always interrupted with tactful and polite repudiations from you. I've always known this final letter would give me the perfect opportunity to finally express myself uninterrupted by you and unfettered by social graces, but I don't feel the inclination to say aloud what has always been unsaid between us. With my passing, I release you from your post and service to the Sinclair family and implore you to live the remainder of your years on your own terms, as scary and unfamiliar as those concepts may be to you. Besides, I think a more junior valet, okay, would be more suited to meet the needs of the young Master Simon. The that end, if you wish to stay on long enough to oversee the training and establishment of your successor in their post, but as soon as he or she has the lay of the land, instructions for you to quit must be satisfied. Ignoring what I imagine your objections might be after reading this, I've decided to leave the lake house in Trinsdale to you and your family. My lawyers have all the details of the gift and will be contacting you shortly about particulars. For the past 4 decades, you've served willingly as a subject and victim to many whims, games, and riddles, so rest assured, unlike my nephew, you'll not be put to yet another challenge to prove yourself in this matter. The house is yours without strings or stipulations. I had for a time gleefully entertained the notion of employing Anne as the house manager of your new residence, but I knew the humor of such a prank would be entirely lost on you, to say nothing of her. Until we meet again, my friend Herbert. So, I think Hartley might be Christoph Hartley. Valet could be the guy who drives. Herbert did have an apparent affection for this person. And perhaps then he was writing the note, and perhaps Herbert is responsible for the secret things that we just read, unlocking the car keys in the garage or something. Okay, so these are some other ones I have to note down. And I don't imagine that there'll be anything that I need to magnifying glass, but just in case, kind of go over the corner. I think that's good enough. Okay. Yes, there's much more mystery and intrigue amongst the people than I was expecting. It's not just all puzzles like the billiards room. Okay, so I got my keys. We checked out a new room. Now I need to walk around back to the entrance hall and hope that I can continue drafting. From the entrance. And we haven't done anything on the east side of the house at all. There's another classroom. And yeah, I think we basically got a ticket. Today is a classroom day. It is indeed grade 2. There's a different color classroom puzzle. An apple for me. Yum, yum, yum. Thanks for the steps. Mathematics worksheet. Find each sum without using signs. This is presumably the same as the billiards puzzle. And so I'm going to... Well, yeah, I think solve it and then imagine it's going to turn into a numeric code for the alphabet or something. Give me a moment. All right, well, I quickly did the math and didn't work out to what I was hoping. I'll just take a screenshot to save for later. Anything else interactable over here? There's attention. Mrs. Hannah Peterson. The teacher was Peterson, right? Hannah apparently is her first name. But that's all we get. I've got a magnifying glass. But there's nothing to open inside, or did I didn't hit the right. Okay. Need to remember, on the bottom left, it says next page, previous page. Hannah. After a few false leads, I managed to track down one of the old textbooks from your list. The original compendium was in archival storage, a restricted floor of the campus library, to which I fortunately still have access. However, I'm devastated to report that pages 36 and 37 pertaining to your query had been removed. It's such a shame the progress of higher academia is constantly thwarted by political whims of the CBE. If you wish, I can transcribe the surviving pages and send them to you, but I don't believe there's any mention of cores of any kind in their text. Your friend, Professor L. Charity. Alrighty, we got a screenshot of that. What else do we got? We got grade 2. Oh. So, 7, 13, 4, 1, 4, 12. That's all correct on the left. You have 9 there, but it's actually 10. 4 to should be 21 rather than 18. And 15, it should be 16. So yeah, those are the ones that are wrong. Okay, so this is like teaching me the billiards game a different way. But I've already solved it. I didn't notice. So this is Rob. Look at the colors. I didn't notice. We have Fomric? Fomric? Okay. These names, Penelope. What is this? The hall pass. You found a student hall pass. You will not lose steps traveling between two adjoining hallways. Hallways drafted from an adjoining hallway do not cost money to draft. Okay. Neat. Jenny W. I don't recognize these names. Rob. Penelope. And that looks like Fomric? It's a weird name. Are they... It's not like an anagram of anything, right? Yeah, I think I'm just misreading it, possibly. Like, these others, I mean, are not anagrams or anything. Okay. Not sure what to make of those. Were there other things to look at in here? I looked at the desk. Doesn't seem like there's any objects over here. Oh, it actually explains to you. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It's starting to add up. The red flag has been moved over to the corner. The globe is now missing. And I can't seem to interact with any of the filing cabinets. I should just double check that there isn't like a letter of the alphabet that's gone missing or anything crazy like that as well, because that's the type of thing that might be, you know, quote unquote hiding in plain sight in a way that you wouldn't notice. So I should try to notice such things. But I think we have done what needs to be done in this room. I can make notes of all the student names, I guess, at some point in the future when I'm reviewing video. Okay, this is our only doorway. So, security. I have a computer upgrade disk, and so security would be very good to do right now. I am allowed to redraw a few times, but I think I'll take that. It'll just give me the one door, but it's going out into open space, and it gives me a chance to use my computer for a permanent upgrade. Is there anything... I guess the white paper there was just especially bright looking to me. Is this a new paper or anything? It is not. Okay, computer. Insert disk. Give me an upgrade. Scanning disk. Courtyard. I like the courtyard. I use it a bit. Press enter. It could be a courtyard with 2 gems. It could be a courtyard with 5 dig spots. Or it could be a courtyard that is always unlocked. These are all good. But yeah, having it be an always unlocked hallway. 5 dig spots, though. That could be, I mean... Trying to think of the frequency. We find turnips pretty frequently. We occasionally find keys and gems or other random items. That's a pretty big boon, and it also makes courtyards more interesting. It's random heavy. We'd be entering from one side, so there'd be 2 doorways, so on average maybe one of them would need a lock. Yeah, I think the 5 dig spots, like I don't always have a shovel, but, well, I don't always have a shovel. I feel like I'm more and more frequently having days with items. Always unlocked. Just preserves keys. I'm going to take the dig spots. That's the upgrade that I choose. Alright, successful upgrade. The administrator password? I wonder if I try to log onto the network. ROUT and then a capital A. Incorrect password. I could try this 26 times. I'm misspelling it. It's RUOT. Best that I caught it after just doing 2 tries. Alright, it's possible I'm using the password in the wrong place or I misunderstood the password. But I did try 26 different passwords and they were all incorrect. And I mean, obviously we know Swan Song gets us in there, but I was wondering if there was an administrator password that gets us into a separate administrator system. Right. Keycard security systems. The amount of keycard security doors that will be deployed in your estate. Alright, let's go ahead and set it to low. And offline mode if power is lost during a blackout. I see. So in that case, if I turn off the keycard systems in the utility room and this is unlocked, then keycard doors no longer become barriers. I don't think I'd fully appreciated that before. Okay. Neat. Okay, so we upgraded the thing. I have one direction to go out of this room, and hopefully we'll get something with 2 doors. And if we don't, I can redraw the floor plans. I don't think laundering is too useful right now, and I definitely don't want one of these rooms that's gonna dead end the whole place. So let's redraw. Bedroom, I could use the steps. Observatory, I don't remember what my bonus would be for 5. Let's just take the bedroom and the steps for now, and we'll cut off that one room in the corner and keep looking around. Hey, and an apple. More steps. Hooray. Any other treasures in the bedroom? Here's a pawn. There is a picture. She's wearing the moon pendant. And I still don't understand why this exists. Greetings from Reddington. It's just a postcard. I'm going to look. I've done this once before, but I'm going to look once more with the magnifying glass and see if I spot anything noteworthy. Yeah, of all the objects I don't understand, that's among the most curious, because I still don't know the reason for its meaning. Discover less common floor plans with the library. That could be good, because maybe I'll get something really good. I mean, I just need something that makes a right turn, but less common with a right turn could be good. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take this for now. Alright, in the library, do I see any things? Right, it reminds me I can read about the house. Oh, book request form. So I've already gotten the bottom one. So, Sightseer's Guide to Reddington by Andrew Darley. Swimbird. We can read Swimbird. The Fixed Stars, History of Virginia, by Caleb Manning, who was Marion's mentor, who was suspected in the Trimsdale bombing. Pump system user manual. I think I figured out the pump system well enough. Or India. Not sure what that's about. Fixed stars. I don't think I'm that interested in the observatory kind of stuff. I presume that's about. Swimbird. Swimbird's the next one I want. So let's request Swimbird, and we'll also perhaps get to see who has checked it out previously. I forgot about this bonus of going into the library multiple times. Every other time you're there, you can read a new book. And I think that's the only thing I need to do. I don't feel like going upstairs, so... What do we have here? Boiler room. It's a power source. Rotunda. Can rotate. I don't have enough gems for it. Boiler room will also cost me a gem, so... But it is a power source, but it's not one that I feel like fooling around with. Or should I redraw? I only have one more redraw left. I mean, I can't afford this. I'm going to use my redraw. Weight room. I've never seen this one before. Lose half your steps. I don't have that many steps left anyway. And it goes all 4 directions. The red rooms have penalties, but they also... And anytime I draft a new room, I should read its description in the whatchadoodle, because sometimes there's a little bit of lore. Exercise room with weightlifting equipment. Alright, it's rare. I've drafted it 1 time. What are the other rooms that I saw for the first time today? The servants' quarters. The suspiciously humble bedroom belonged to the Baron's personal valet, Hartley Ruota. Oh, R-U-O-T-A. Okay. So now I know the password would be R-U-O-T capital A, I believe. No, Hartley Ruota. It would be R-U-O-T capital H. Did I do H? I must have done H when I was going through the alphabet, right? I was just going through alphabetically. Alright, well, I'll have to tidy this all up in my notes later. Who had unchallenged access to even the most clandestine areas of the estate. Okay, so Herbert was working with at least some of the staff, kind of like behind the backs of some people, I think. Was that the only new room that I have drafted? No, the classrooms as well. Reddington Elementary. Short-term solution while the new school was being built. And I have 2 different classrooms, but presumably they have the same description. Yes, they do. They're unusual rooms. But yeah, I've drafted a classroom twice. I still have the secret garden key, by the way. I have the hall pass. I have a shovel. Let's not forget about all the things I have. This is the side of the foundation where you can turn the whatnots and etc. Okay, so weight room. I looked at the description of the weight room. I should look around and see if there's any objects for me to click upon. Don't need to turn that right now. Yeah, it's got a bunch of weights. That's what we expect. Okay, let's hope we get something good. Dark room would have 2 doors. Courtyard would cost me my final gem and only give me 1 door, but it now has 5 dig spots, which might have gems. Do I have a shovel? Yes. Let's take the courtyard. Okay. Dig spot number 1. Turnip. We get some steps back. Hooray! There's a sledgehammer, by the way, which is very convenient because there's also a trunk. Hello, trunk. Clunk. Hey, look, keys and gems. Hooray! Go Gadget Courtyard. I'm glad we upgraded you. Dig spot number 2. Pebbles that aren't worth picking up. Dig spot number 3. Another turnip. More steps for me. Dig spot number 4. A coin. And dig spot number 5. Another coin. Okay. I'm still pretty happy with all that. We have some steps again. We have 1 possible room. I don't have any rerolls, so unless this goes to the left, we're out of luck. The observatory goes to the left. Guess what? And I have 1 gem. We will be observing away, I presume. What do I get for 5? Southern Cross. Rooms with 4 doors are more common today. I could really use those. As my next room. I do have keys. I don't have gems. Yes, the lack of gems could really get me into trouble, but we'll go ahead and zing zang zoom zizzle. Hey look, it's the 5 imager. Da-da-da-da! Alright. Draw me another 4-door room, please. So, and this is sand. It had been in a closet and it had been obscured, and I thought possibly this was a finger on a hand. And so I had an H rather than an S, which was making some of my early letter painting-y stuff wrong. Anyway, Let's go north. Dark room. I'll take it. It continues in multiple directions. The lights go out. Key card. I have not gotten a utility room yet, so I won't be able to go that way regardless. And I won't be able to see what plans I'm drafting here. So, do we want this one or this one? Big money, no whammies. Stop. What do we get? Yeah, closet. With a re-rolly dice and a sleeping mask. Boring. Alright. Well, I'm afraid that's where today's adventure ends because I don't have a key card. I don't have a utility closet to turn off the power. And there are no other doors to go places. But we got a bunch of schoolhouse stuff. Yeah, all in all, this felt like a good day. I feel like I'm making progress again. We upgraded the diggy spot courtyard. And we advanced the observatory again. If I were to look ahead... By Richard Witt, The Fixed Stars. Yeah, this is... Okay, so... This book is always in the observatory, so there would be no reason to check it out of the library, as far as I can tell. But perhaps all of the books are available in multiple places. So, at 6 stars, maybe we won't get anything, or I'm not sure. At 7, we'll get Farmer's Apple. At 8, we'll get Clavis the Key. And then... Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what happens. Florius, Bloom of the Sky, this is what I was saying, looked like kind of like the paths on the globe. And then, yeah, what happens if you get more than 20? I don't know. I'm not sure if there's, like, a fixed amount of time. Like, if we haven't reached room 46 before, you know, day 30 or something, like, does the estate lapse or whatever in the will something something? I don't know. In any case, let's call it a day. I could have done that from this menu, but I'm doing it from this one. Okay. I have some notes to reconsolidate after this episode, but we learned a number of new things. The mysteries with the people, especially the servants who live in this house, have become more interesting. And bit by bit, we're filling out our journal of all the possible rooms, I imagine. So, yeah. Things to look forward to. I'm going to say that I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more blueprints. For now, bye-bye.